Deven bhai, let's talk about Poonawalla Fincorp for two reasons. One, amongst the prices that you mentioned, although the stock is at a record high, but given the way how retailers work, they are very keen to buy stocks which for them are affordable compared with the names that you've already mentioned. So, what exactly do you prefer within Poonawalla that despite record high levels, you recommend this so strongly at about 418, 419. This was Friday's close. 32,000 crores in market cap, about 2600 in terms of revenue, and 770 crores has been the trailing 12-month revenue. What do you like here?
So the one of the strongest possibility that one is basically encountering in this counter is around doubling the size of the EUM from current levels. Each of the verticals in which they have been extending credits, uh, there are two things which are happening. They're using the fintech at the front and they're processing credit in the at the enterprise level by using the digital platforms. So, which means that I think you're efficiently processing the credit. In that sense, I think you're bringing down the cost of funds at the same time, and more importantly, you're lending money in time to the borrower, which is through the fintech in the at the front. That is giving a good amount of sustainability to this particular business. Remember well that everybody is having today the advantage of technology. And the companies which are basically creating the processes, integral processes between the back end and the front end, in my viewpoint, I think that is the first sign of this company sustaining. And that is what is more important. Like you asked me this question that what is giving me the confidence? Of course, the size of the AUM getting doubled, that gives me confidence. But at the same time, sustaining the power of growth is extremely important. And that is what I guess I think in this company we are likely to experience. They have been demonstrating right kind of abilities as far as moving in the direction is concerned. Plus, I think asset liability management activity in NBFC business is extremely important. Again, here this company is using smarter tools in managing the asset liabilities well. As a result of which, I think we are likely to see again the sustained growth continuing. Rest of the aspect about the credit and the credit growth in each of the verticals, I guess I think the India is giving phenomenal opportunity to all the lenders. I don't think that I think any lender is at a disadvantage vis-a-vis the other. Everyone is basically having a similar advantage. Fortunately, RBI is giving a proper framework for growth. And as a result of which, I think most of the lenders are having equal amount of advantage, if not more. How soon, how fast they prioritize the growth, I think is more important. That is why this company looks, I think, reasonably promising to me. So maybe if one has seen the growth model of Bajaj Finance in last 15 years, some similar kind of a traits are available in Poonawalla Fincorp. And that is where I believe that any corrective price in the market could be a good opportunity to buy the stock in the portfolio.
Absolutely. We've seen the name change happening in this particular stock about 2 years ago. The Poonawalla Group buying 62% stake. And Deven bhai, I am looking at the shareholders in this particular company. Lots of good names that you can think of. This Bank Muscat India Fund. There is Amansa Holdings at 2.5%. And if you look at the fund houses that are invested in this Poonawalla Fincorp, you have Aditya Birla Sun Life, Nippon India, Bandhan Mutual Fund. And the good part is that in terms of the top five holders, apart from one particular fund, all five have increased their stake in the quarter that ended June versus the March. So sequentially, lots of strong institutional investors have increased their stake in Poonawalla Fincorp, and that's also borne out by the 3 month performance of this particular stock, 29% higher. Devan bhai, NBFCs have gone from one end of the spectrum over the past 3 months. You know, the moment RBI paused its rates in April, we've seen rallies like Poonawalla happening across the board in the NBFC space. Apart from Bajaj Finance and Poonawalla, is there anything else that catches your fancy in the NBFC space?
So honestly, I think I haven't been looking too deeply into the smaller banks, the small finance bank, the microfinance institutions. I don't look at those companies very seriously because of one reason that currently they are probably working with a huge amount of spread, and that is where I think one is giving them a premium. I think that would not be the reality going forward because the cost of fund to one and everybody is basically I think available at the same price almost. I think seven except some percentage here and there. But at the same time, I think if everybody is also having the ability to reach out to the end customer with a fintech abilities, in my viewpoint, I think for the SFBs and the MFIs, the larger amount of NIM that they are enjoying currently, the spread that they are enjoying currently, they may not sustain over a period of time. And that is where I see a structural issue coming up at some point of time into these companies. Currently, they are lending it to unorganized sector, smaller ticket loans. Everything is more because of, I think, their ability to remain present into the rural area. But moment you have the geo financial kind of players entering into the market with a smartphone in their hand, probably the bank branches are not going to be required in the rural areas. On the contrary, I think we are likely to see higher amount of digital lending abilities, which I believe that Geo Financial Services or Bajaj Finance, or even now Poonawalla kind of companies, they are basically possessing. At the same time, some of the fintech platforms are also possessing this ability to reach out to the end customer. So in my viewpoint, I think the I would stick to the larger names, and also because of the fact that I'm firmly believing one aspect that if the country has to grow to $10 trillion economy or $10 trillion kind of an economy, and then the market cap along with the big is going to get bigger. So it is better to bet on the bigger guys as far as banking space is concerned
Right.
because I think they are moving at a faster pace.
Absolutely. That's wonderful advice. The last question on Poonawalla Fincorp, Devan Bhai. Of course, at about 418, 419, the stock is overheated at a record high. What would be the best buy zone according to you if one needs to add this particular stock in the longer term to their portfolio? And maybe a 1 year or a medium term, 2 to 3 year target on Fincorp, Poonawalla Fincorp that you have?
Uh, Sahil, I think in this market, the liquidity drives the premium valuation. That is one thing very sure. And we all understand that I think the price is basically going up largely also because of the fact that I think too many funds, as you rightly mentioned a while back, are chasing the stock in their portfolio. So in my viewpoint, I think I don't expect very deep cut correction into this stock. If you are lucky enough in getting I think 5 to 10% kind of correction in the price, that would be decent enough one to get inside the company with a view that I think this company could appreciate, I think, at the rate of 20-25% on a CAGR basis for next 2 to 5 years.
Okay, that was a wonderful discussion on Poonawalla Fincorp by Devan Bhai. He recommends holding this stock in your portfolio. Given the excessive liquidity in the market, it's unlikely to correct. But if it does, then do add it to your long-term portfolio. And as always, take some extra financial advice as well, apart from the fantastic one that Devan Bhai has given.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.